I'm a Yankee. I'm a Yankee. Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yep.
are from the north, so that makes
Yes.
sense.
And
Yeah.
that's entirely why. Uh, but I live in the South now. I'm down in Florida, and I'm really enjoying meeting a lot of rebels and hearing their side of the story. So, um, but the where I lived back home, the local unit was the First Nebraska, obviously a federal unit, and so uh, with in areas that weren't th- don't have the major battlefields, Virginia and things like that. You are going to have we do have a Confederate unit up there, but mostly you're going to have whatever unit uh, that state or territory sent. So Nebraska sent uh, uh, the first Nebraska for the Federals, so they're portraying that. And there's a lot of local history there. You can go to the very spot where the unit was mustered in Plattsmouth, Nebraska, and follow them all down throughout the Western theater there. So that's part of why. But then also, yeah, being born and raised.
So that's cool. So like each state, like each chapter, local chapter of like, I'm assuming this is under some kind of organization or maybe some association or something.
There's several, and we were at part of something called the Muddy River Brigade. So I don't know their whole territory, but there's not really like one overarching organization for the whole country that takes care of everything. Because at the end of the day, this really is just a hobby. Very few people are getting paid to do anything with reenacting, so it's all trying to work things out in your local area. And then for the big events like Gettysburg 150, any of the 150 events, I was really impressed with what they put on the ones I went to. But that's a lot of work involving a lot of people, uh, all trying to get along and put on a good show, which there's a lot to be said for that getting along part. So
I bet. I bet. It's probably the same tension as it was back then.
probably, yeah. I mean, and I've only ever been a private, and I only ever want to be a private. So I want nothing to do with the organization. I want to show up and do my part, but trying to organize a herd of cats that are reenactors, no, thank you. I won't do that.
Okay, so I was gonna ask like about the local chapter thing. Like, so people in Florida, let's say, will form the same regiments that Florida had during the war. Like, they wouldn't be LARPing as like I don't know the California Brigade or something, or North Dakota, or I
Correct.
don't know.
Yep. Or Florida specifically, because I haven't done any reenactments down here, just been busy with other life stuff. But Florida, the units that are being portrayed here on both sides are units that were here in some capacity. Um, but like battleground states, all up the eastern seaboard, you're going to have both Federals and Confederate units portrayed in numbers. Whereas someplace like South Dakota, they might just have a Federal unit. Uh, that Nebraska, we did have some Confederates because we had some larger cities, so you get a variety of people who want to do different things.
Mm.
Uh, but at the end of the day, even when you're in an area that's only got one side of the story, you still need the other side for the reenactment. So I've gone rebel a couple of times just to put on a show. You try to make it work, and then for the states where there's more going on, it's a lot easier to make it work because you're going to have a federal unit ready to go, you're going to have a rebel unit ready to go, and it's just a matter of setting a date.
Hmm. So do you guys like what kind of audience comes to these things, if you do have an audience, and is it like a paid thing? Like, do you buy tickets and like?
Yeah. Um, so that it depends on what the event is. For the big 150 events, I remember Gettysburg, I think, was a ticketed event. Um, Wilson's Creek was the other one I went to. That may have been ticketed as well. But uh, throughout the year, and especially when you're in, I don't know, years that aren't a big anniversary, like the next big anniversary is the 175. But throughout the year, you're going to have small events at either lesser known battlefields or literally just an open field that you're going to put on a living history thing or a local historical site at those smaller events, not ticketed, and it's a lot of families. And on Fridays, because usually it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Fridays, we've had a lot of school groups come in where it's a field trip and they come and see what we're up to and everything.
That's cool.
But
I wish I did that as a field trip in school.
yeah, yeah, I would have joined a lot earlier,
Yeah.
before 17 if I had seen this
Would have
when I was
lied
in.
about your conscription papers, like, yeah, I'm of
Yes,
age.
yes. Well, and what they used to do back in the days, guys who were under 18, they would write the number 18 on a piece of paper and put it under their in their shoe, and they would say, "I'm over 18."
Mm,
So they weren't lying, but they were
wow.
15, 16. There's a lot of great stories of people too young or women sneaking into the infantry.
Mm,
So yeah, I think that's one of the amazing things about our Civil War is any sort of way you want to look at it, you can find a way that relates because some of the things I've been reading about the time, um, in their journals and stuff, people are writing that the days are full of events that would normally take years. So this was such a massive event, obviously, but everything in our society was wrapped up in the war and the battles, and it was a galvanizing moment like we've never seen before. 9/11 doesn't come any close.
hmm.